We can start.
Thank you. So we are start. Am I audible? No?
Yes.
Okay. So good evening, everyone, and welcome everyone. Thanks for joining this session from different parts of India and second year civil engineering. Today we are here to celebrate 159th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, as also known National Youth Day. Today we have Swami Vedanishta Nandaji from Brahmacarya Trading Center, Belur Math, will be our chief guest in this program. We heartily thanks Maharaj for accepting our invitation and grace us with his presence. So, Swami Vivekananda was born as Narendranath Datta in a Bengali family in his ancestral home at 3 Guru Mohan Mukherjee Street in Calcutta, the capital of British India, on January 12, 1863, during the Makar Sankranti festival. He belonged to a traditional family and was one of the 9 siblings. His life and teachings have encouraged millions of across the world. In 1985, the government of India declared that Swamiji's birthday, January  12, is National Youth Day in honor of great philosopher and monk. Since 1985, this day is celebrated as National Youth Day all over the India. So we are starting the program. So now we we are at the start of our program. So we will start with the opening song, currently sung by students. And I myself request Maharaj that to join them in the song. So you can start that.
Am I audible properly?
Yes, yes.
I would request Maharaj to join us actually. That will be helpful. Ready, Gaurav?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting. विवेकानंद को याद करें, अविवेकता को त्याग करें, जीवन लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करें, नव भारत निर्माण करें। विवेकानंद को याद करें, अविवेकता को त्याग करें, जीवन लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करें, नव भारत निर्माण करे। सत्यनिष्ठा आए आए, भाईचारा आए आए, श्रद्धा भक्ति आए आए, परोपकारिता आए आए, बुद्धि शक्ति आए आए, स्वाभिमानिता आए आए। विवेकानंद को याद करे, अविवेकता को याद करे, जीवन लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करे, नव भारत निर्माण करे। अब कर्मण्यता जाए जाए, अंधविश्वास जाए जाए, काम क्रोध सब जाए जाए, लोभ मोह सब जाए जाए, मध्यमार्गता जाए जाए, दुरहंकारिता जाए जाए। विवेकानंद को याद करे, अविवेकता को याद करे, जीवन लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करे, नव भारत निर्माण करे। सेवा बुद्धि बढ़ती जाए, कार्य कुशलता बढ़ती जाए, देशभक्ति बढ़ती जाए, आत्मविश्वास बढ़ती जाए, भावना बढ़ती जाए, ज्ञान विद्या बढ़ती जाए। विवेकानंद को याद करे, अविवेकता को याद करे, जीवन लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करे, नव भारत निर्माण करे।
विदेश मोह मिट जाए, अंतर दुविधा मिट जाए, बुरी आदतें मिट जाए, रिश्वतखोरी मिट जाए, बस की भावना मिट जाए, दिन से साधना मिट जाए। विवेकानंद को याद करे, अविवेकता को त्याग करे, जीवन लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करे, नव भारत निर्माण करे।
मात पिता है देव हमारे, अतिथि सब है देव हमारे, दीन दरिद्र देव हमारे, रोगी दुखी देव हमारे, मानव सब है देव हमारे। विवेकानंद को याद करे, अविवेकता को त्याग करे, जीवन लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करे, नव भारत निर्माण करे। विवेकानंद को याद करे, अविवेकता को याद करे, जीवन लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करे, नव भारत निर्माण करे, नव भारत निर्माण करे।
नव
भारत निर्माण करे।
Wonderful. That was a very nice song. Thank you everyone for that. Now, a short video presentation made by our students showing respect and wishing Swamiji on this great occasion will be shared. So, kindly start that.
Hello, I'm A.K. Bose, Professor A.K. Bose joined myself. Pranam to Swamiji.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Swamiji. Happy birthday to you.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. That was very heart-touching video. Now, I would request Professor Asim Kumar Bose kindly join us today, advisor and former president of VUIC and former HOD of Mechanical Department, IST Sipur, to
Can
kindly
you hear me?
introduce.
Can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear
sir. We
me?
can. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. First,
And I would request sir to kindly introduce VUIC briefly on this great occasion.
yes, those who do not know me, those who are younger, I am now 77 running. I am 76 years old. Swamiji, pranam to you. The Vivekananda Youth Circle didn't B College, it was B College then. Now also the name is there, UIC B College. Now it is IIEST. It was established in the year 1984. You see, most of us know that United Nations, UNO, declared that 1985 we declared as the youth year, universal youth year, world youth year. So the next year, the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi ji, he declared National Youth Day on the 12th of January, on the date of birth of Swami Vivekananda, to be the National Youth Day. It is during that time, after UNO declared as to celebrate National Youth Year, after that, it was also accepted in India, but the day was finalized by the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi ji that 12th January, on the birthday of Swami Vivekananda, be declared as National Youth Day. So prior to that, you will be astonished to know that in BE College in 1984, several students who were of this who were the pioneers in establishing this, they were in the first year in hostel number 9 or something like that. Arun Chakravarti, civil engineering, professor of civil engineering department now, and other three monks who have left B College joined the order. Chiranjeev Bhattacharya, then he was the classmate of Arun Chakravarti, and then another Mr. Goswami, and two others are juniors. They have also joined. One is they are already Saha, Mr. Saha, that Prasenjit Saha. He is in Boranagar, I think now. He was in Tripura. He is directly my class, student in mechanical. He was junior. So some of them started this youth circle. That, astonishingly, that at that time ragging was severe in the college. When the juniors were ragged by the seniors. So to avoid ragging, the few students, they were regularly going to the botanical garden nearby B college. Okay. So to avoid this ragging in the afternoon and the evening, astonishingly, one of the students were possessing the books of Swamiji and Ramakrishna Dev and Nivedita, etc. So they started reading there in the botanical garden. But when one of our professors knew about this, in the civil engineering department, Professor P.G. Bhattacharya, he was in the head of, he was also very much in the line of this devotion of Swamiji Ramakrishna Dev. So he advised to have a study circle. So first it started in 1984 in the house of, in the rooftop room, there was a rooftop room in B college. So there it started first, initiated. So it is running for 36, 37 years, but 2 years back or 1 year back, this IIST, when IIST has been formed, has been elevated, the B college elevated, they didn't allow this separate organization of students to function. So now they have named this as Vivekananda Youth Club. Still, this Vivekananda Youth Circle, that is a voluntary organization of a non-political organization of the students, is continuing for several years. Many monks and sadhus of Ramakrishna Mission, they know, they have come here and they have graced the occasion. And many are there, many students are there who are still bachelor and still serving in different organizations in the government organization. It's a nice organization. Parallel organization was there for the girl students also. I will not elaborate this. We want to listen to Swamiji, and still this on the lives and teachings of Swami Vivekananda, these students devoted their life, students' career, and influenced many others. And they are also attached to many centers also in throughout India and abroad also. So I'll encourage the students, those who are coming and also leaving. There is a floating student, so there is no permanent students here, or just like not a sangha or in a pada or in a locality, but it's the floating student. Still, it is continuing by the grace of Swamiji and the grace of Thakur and Ma and others, and the Swamiji and the Ramakrishna Mission also. It's still continuing for 36, more than 36 years. So I was the vice president and president of that organization, now the advisor. Now I think my name has been deleted by the IIEST because they have made it a club, Vivekananda Youth Club, because they will give some annual dole, that is 10,000 rupees, something like that, to the club. So still it is continuing. Students are parallelly continuing this Vivekananda Youth Circle. I am grateful to the Swamiji of Ramakrishna Mission, the present Swamiji, who has come here to give a lecture, where we are eagerly waiting to listen to him, to encourage the students, and students will build their life, or they have already built their lives for 4 years, and they will live with a greater background and philosophy of Swamiji, on which he believes, in Vedanta philosophy, which everybody argues, everybody in every meeting, every politician, every councillor cites the name of Swami Vivekananda without following what he is told. We are always want to for seva. In these councillors, they are eager to have seva. They don't know how the Swamijis, they have left everything. They have renounced the world and they are doing seva. And everyone, unless they become hold some post, they cannot do seva. You see, but our students are very much devoted. B college was a renowned, one of the oldest college, and still this is functioning. The hundreds of students are all scattered all through the world. They are carrying this message from Ramakrishna Mission as well as from the college to build their lives on the ideals of Swami Vivekananda. I thank Maharaj, and I thank all the students who are still continuing and running the show and building their lives on the teachings of Swami Vivekananda and Vedanta philosophy. Namaskar, Pranam Maharaj. So I'll tell the students to continue with their program. I'm very much thankful to you for reminding me to join. Thank you very much. Pranam to Swamiji.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful and valuable speech. So we are moving on. Now I request Professor Chanchal Mujumdar, Executive President of Student Senate of IIST Sipur, to convey his valuable speech to us. Hand over to you, sir.
Very good evening, our respected Swamiji and Professor Bosch. And thanks to our students that you are organizing such a gathering today, where Swamiji Vivekananda's birthday. And this day, 12 January, is earmarked as the celebration for youth. Okay, celebration of the youth day. So Swami Vivekananda, in his very early life, was known by a very nickname Bile, and he was very much notorious. Okay, he is not at all very quiet and calm, and he is very much energetic from his beginning. So, National Youth Day that we celebrate to commemorate his birth anniversary, and that has been already started from 1985, as Professor Bosch has clearly mentioned the detail of that. So, Rashtriya Yuva Divas. Now, to honor the great philosopher and monk and the social reformer, we assembled here in this nice evening. Now, the objective of this gathering, we have to think of first that should we only recite what he told, and should we just memorize what he did and we celebrate one evening and then already forget? No. The great peoples all over the world, they are showing the way how we should go ahead, how we should follow the route to conquer yourself, conquer ourselves. So, in his word, what he inspired and how he inspired the young people, that anything that you feel making you very weak, or intellectually you are becoming very weak, or spiritually you are becoming weak, you are becoming weak physically, so you think that is not acceptable. Those are poisonous as well. Okay. So anything that can be bad impression, you should reject it. And young people, you should come forward till you obtain your success, till you reach goal. You should continue your effort. Don't give up your effort until and unless you are reaching your goal. So ওঠো, জাগো, যত সময় না লক্ষ্যে পৌঁছাচ্ছ চেষ্টা করো. Okay, so never think yourself weak. So weakness, when coming to you, you died. So in Hindi we have dialogue, jo darega wo marega. So it is like that. So don't keep, rather, don't give a place this weakness, this fairness in your mind, so that will ruin you. Okay, so he was very energetic in nature, and he always thrives towards the people, formation of the people, nation, and towards the freedom, how we can get freedom for the nation. As he mentioned clearly, uh, how the young people can develop their own self and make the nation free from uh, British rules. And he tried to do for Navo Bharat Nirman, as you have sang already through your song. And in presentation of Indian culture and heritage and Hinduism in 1893, in Chicago speech, he mentioned very lucidly and clearly sisters and brothers of America. Now, very simple way how he addressed the people and conquered the hearts of America. So simple way we were to think about, as because to develop the nation we should love everybody. So untouchability is a very big curse over the nation for development, and that is prevailing even today's time. So my request to the young generation that you might be learn from his idealism that Sri Vivekananda ji done for the young publics. Okay, so his Gurudev Sri Ramakrishna ji already mentioned that এসেছিস তো দাগ রেখে যা. What he did, he established Ramakrishna Mutt, that he put a symbol of success towards the nation, and we should follow his way so that from our spiritual side we can develop ourselves, and a very calm and quiet divine development that can be, and we can develop ourselves, we can develop our character, so that we can build our nation a very good future, bright young generation. So I hope you, the young students, will follow this and do not be afraid of any work. And as Professor Bosch also mentioned, is now the political leaders are doing welfare when they are holding some posts until they cannot. But that was not Swami Vivekananda doing. He is doing well-being of all the nations, okay, without holding any positions. So thank you all with these few words.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for your valuable speech. Now we are moving on to the next part. A student of 4th year Civil Engineering Department, Archana Mahato, volunteer of USC, will read a letter written by Swami Vivekananda to Kidi on 3rd March 1894 from Chicago. Hand over to you, Archana Di.
Thank you, Polash. My pranam to Maharaj and all my respected professors present today. So, today I shall be highlighting some portions of the letter which was written by Swami Vivekananda to his ardent disciple Kidi on March 3, 1894 from Chicago. I agree with you so far that faith is a wonderful insight and that it alone can save. But there is the danger in it of breeding fanaticism and bearing further progress. Jnana is all right, but there is the danger of its becoming dry intellectualism. Love is great and noble, but it may die away in meaningless sentimentalism. A harmony of all these is the thing required. Ramakrishna was such a harmony. Such beings are few and far between. But keeping him and his teachings as the ideal, we can move on. And if amongst us, each one may not individually attain to that perfection, still we may get it collectively by counteracting, equipoising, adjusting, and fulfilling one another. This would be harmony by a number of persons and a decided advance of all other forms and creeds. For a religion to be effective, enthusiasm is necessary. At the same time, we must try to avoid the danger of multiplying creeds. We avoid that by being a non sectarian sect, having all the advantages of a sect and broadness of universal religion. God, though, everywhere can be known to us in and through human character. No character was ever so perfect as Ramakrishna's. And that should be the center round which we ought to rally. At the same time, allowing everybody to regard him in his own light, either as God, Savior, teacher, model, or great man, just as he pleases. We preach neither social equality nor inequality, but that every being has the same rights and insist upon freedom of thought and action in every way. We reject none, neither theist nor pantheist, monist, polytheist, agnostic, or atheist. The only condition of being a disciple is modeling a character at once the broadest and the most intense. Nor do we insist upon particular codes of morality as to conduct, or character, or eating and drinking, except so far as it injures others. Whatever retards the onward progress or helps the downward fall is vice. Whatever helps in coming up and becoming harmonized is virtue. We leave everybody free to know, select, and follow whatever suits and helps him. Thus, for example, eating meat may help one, eating fruit another. Each is welcome to his own peculiarity. But he has no right to criticize the conduct of others, because that would, if followed by him, injure him, much less to insist that others should follow his way. A wife may help some people in his progress. To others, she may be a positive injury. But the unmarried man has no right to say that the married disciple is wrong, much less to force his own ideal of morality upon his brother. We believe that every being is divine, is God. Every soul is a sun covered over with clouds of ignorance. The difference between soul and soul is owing to the difference in density of these layers of clouds. We believe that this is the conscious or unconscious basis of all religions, and that this is the explanation of the whole history of human progress, either in material, intellectual, or spiritual plane. The same spirit is manifesting through different planes. We believe that this is the very essence of the Vedas. We believe that it is the duty of every soul to treat, think of, and behave to other souls as such, that is, as gods, not hate, not despise, or vilify, or to try injure them by any manner of or means. This is the duty not only of the sannyasin but all men and women. The soul has neither sex, nor caste, nor imperfection. We believe that nowhere throughout the Vedas, Darshanas, or Puranas, or Tantras is it ever said that the soul has any sex, creed, or caste. Therefore, we agree with those who say, what has religion to do with social reforms? But they must also agree with us when we tell them that religion has no business to formulate social laws and insist on the difference between beings, because its aim and end is to obliterate all such fictions and monstrosities. If it be pleaded that through this difference we would reach the final equality and unity, we answer that the same religion has said over and over again that mud cannot be washed with mud. as if a man can be moral by being immoral. Social laws were created by economic conditions under the sanction of religion. The terrible mistake of religion was to interfere the social matters. But how hypocritically it says that thereby contradicts itself. Social reform is not the business of religion. True, what we want is that religion should not be the social reformer, but we insist at the same time that society has no right to become a religious lawgiver. Hands off. Keep yourself to your own bounds and everything would come right. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. Religion is the manifestation of the divinity already in man. Therefore, the only duty of the teacher in both cases is to remove all obstructions from the way. Hands off, as I always say, and everything will be right. That is, our duty is to clear the way. The Lord does the rest. Hope nothing from me. But I am convinced, as I have written to you and spoken to you, that India is to be saved by the Indians themselves. So, you young men of motherland, can dozens of you become almost fanatics over this new ideal? Take thought, collect materials, write a sketch of the life of Ramakrishna, studiously avoiding all miracles. The life should be written as the illustration of the doctrines he preached. Only his, do not bring me or any living person into that. The main aim should be to give to the world that he taught and the life as illustrating that I, unworthy though I am, had one commission to bring out the casket of jewels that was placed in my charge and make it over to you. Why to you? Because the hypocrites, the jealous, and the slavish, and the cowardly, those who believe in matter only, can never do anything. Jealousy is the bane of our national character, natural to slaves. Even the Lord, with all his power, could do nothing on account of this jealousy. Think of me as one who has done all his duty and is now dead and gone. Think that the whole work is upon your shoulders. Think that you, young men of our motherland, are destined to do this. Put yourself to the task. Lord bless you. Leave me, throw me quite out of sight. Preach the new ideal, the new doctrine, the new life. Preach against nobody, against no custom, preach neither for nor against caste or any other social evil. Preach to let hands off, and everything will come right. My blessings on you all, my brave, steadfast, and loving souls. Thank you. Bye, Swamiji. My pronouns.
Sir, you can, sir, you are muted. You can unmute, sir. Okay,
Sir,
so.
can you, okay.
No, continue, Archana.
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you. And I'm really grateful to be a part of this event today.
Yes. Sir, you can unmute yourself. Sir, we cannot hear you, so you can unmute yourself.
You can hear me?
Yes, now I hear you.
I'm requesting Archana to introduce who was Kiddy. Vivekananda Swamiji has written to Kiddy. Kiddy was a professor in Madras,
Yes,
a science professor. You tell that Kiddy, so nicknames, many female members of the American origin also are nicknamed by Swamiji. But Kiddy was Professor Mudaliar of Madras University, science professor. Okay? He was an ardent supporter and disciple of Swami Vivekananda. Okay?
Thank you, sir. It was really an unknown fact till now. Okay, so it was a great letter, Didi. So we are moving to the next part and the main part of our session. That is an interactive session with Swami Vivekananda from Brahmacarya Training Center, Bilur Math. Now I would request Swamiji to start the session. Now hand over to you, Maharaj.
I will start with a pranam mantra addressed to Swami Vivekananda. ॐ नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरय सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहार. I offer my pranams to Sri Ramakrishna Dev, Sri Ma Sarada Devi, and especially to our Swamiji Maharaj, Swami Vivekananda, whose birthday we are celebrating today. In a way, Swamiji actually has three birthdays. One is according to the English calendar, which falls on 12th January, the date is today. Another, according to the Tithi, he was born on the Makara Sankranti day. So, in a way, Makara Sankranti can be taken as a birthday. And then he was born in Krishna Shaptami Tithi. So, we'll find that in various centers of our Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, year-wise, the dates keep changing. This time in 2022, we have it on 25th January, and that is according to the Tithi. So it's wonderful to have, like, if all of us had like these three birthdays. This birthday of Swamiji has a special significance. It is a national day. So many of us were born, we lived our lives, and so many have left. We also will leave a day, in a day. But it is really surprising to see that some people, they were actually human beings like us, but they lived a life, and that life was so great in dimension that the entire country is celebrating his birthday today. These people, they never really leave. They always stay among us. Swamiji is the foremost among them. But this birthday of Swamiji, which is a national day, also has another aspect into it. It is connected with the youth. And that is a very striking thing. A person who has lived 159 years ago, still today the entire country celebrates his birthday with the young people. And it is a great joy for me, a privilege, and my heartfelt thanks to all of you at IIEST Shivpur, especially our young friends, that you have given me this privilege to serve Swamiji and his dear children, the youth of India, through this program. I'm remembering Swamiji was then not at Belur in his mortal form. And Swamiji's Guru Bhais were there. And one day it so happened that a group of youth from Kolkata, at that time Calcutta, they came to Belur Math. And one of the Guru Bhais of Swamiji, he met them. And he started a conversation with them. After a while, he said something, it's very touching. He was talking about Swamiji to the young people. And he put his hand on his chest and he said, "We who are the monks of the Ramakrishna order, our place is at Swamiji's feet. We are his servants." And then he pointed to the youth who were sitting in front of him and said, "You, the youth of India, your place is in Swamiji's heart. Swamiji loved you all so much." Swamiji himself says, we'll find in so many places, he says that my faith is in the younger generation. They will work out the whole problems like lions. From them will come my workers. Previously, when I had that opportunity of having youth-oriented programs, I would often ask the youth, what do your the family members, the elders, and others often tell about the youth? What is the opinion of people about the youth? And sometimes the youth will say that it is said that the youths are distracted. It is said that the youths are not respectful towards the tradition, and quite a few of the negative things. Sometimes I'll ask the youth also, what do you think about yourself? And often we'll find that they have got a mixed opinion about themselves. But surprisingly, when we look at Swamiji, maybe what the youth cannot see in you, what maybe your parents, your guardians, maybe your teachers or elders, and many of the people of the society can't see in you, Swamiji saw that in you. And that is the reason he has left the responsibility on the youth to do his work. But if we just keep this remembrance of Swamiji just fixed to this date, 12th January, and just really not go to his message, or we forget the work that he has told us to do in all the other days, then it will be not proper a proper thing to do. Uh, Swamiji himself, we have it in writing in one of the diaries of a senior monk. And there, the senior monk, he has written in the diary, Swamiji told someone, one of his disciples, তোরা যদি কেবল আমার ছবি রেখে ফুল দিস আর ধূপ দেখাস, তাহলে আমি ভূত হয়ে এসে তোদের ঘাড় ভেঙে দেব. So, but now it's quite a surprise. Sometimes we have made Swamiji like a deity, you know. We put his photograph, we offer flowers, we sing songs, we say pranam mantras, we read from his book. That is very much needed. It is the beginning, but if it ends there, then it will be a wrong thing. On a birthday, we give birthday gifts to the birthday boy, and we give birthday gifts to the birthday boy or the birthday girl, whosoever is having his or her birthday, the thing that he or she likes. So, if we really want to give a birthday gift to Swamiji, want to celebrate his birthday, then we have to do what Swamiji has said. And that is very important to at least we start thinking about it, we start to put it into action. Now, what is that Swamiji really want from the youth? He says, I'll repeat that again. My faith is in the younger generation. From them will come my workers. They will work out the whole problems like lions. So there are some problems, there are some obstacles, there are some undone things that we have to do. And the first thing that Swamiji tells is that first a youth has to build up himself or herself. When I was requested to address this gathering that we are having today, I requested the IIEST representatives to give me a bunch of questions. I just didn't want to come and address and leave. I wanted the involvement of the youth. That was mainly to let them think about it. And then I also myself did put some questions back to the representative, and I'm very thankful to them. Very promptly and positively, they gave me the reply. And there, what I found with a study of the questions and the responses is that what the main message that they can take from Swamiji is actually, it has been repeated so many times, n number of times, but let us repeat it one more time, and that is strength. Swamiji says that this is the teachings of the Upanishads, abhihi, fearlessness. We have the power in us. Let us know what that is, and let us manifest that. Religion is the manifestation of the divinity which is already in man. Often we don't understand this word divinity. Divinity, if we just try to look for a parallel word in Bengali, it can be Dibbota. This word Dibbota also, sometimes we give it a very temple-like color to it. But let us try to think of it in another way also. The word Dibbota comes from a dhatu, which means light. You know, a divinity has another word for it, enlightenment. So what does light do? If I'm in a room and there is darkness in the room, when I enter the room, I cannot see what is in the room. But when I switch on a light, then I can see what is in the room. So, divinity, enlightenment is actually when I live my life, I know what my goal is, I know what are the obstacles to it, I know what my strengths are, I know what my limitations are also. Knowing the limitations is also an important part. And I walk through the path of my life in a very confident way. So today, if you ask me what is a catchword that I would like to give you from Swamiji's message, I'll say it's strength. It's Atto Vishwash. And often by strength, let's not take that we have to go to the gym, we have to take nutritious food and all those things. That is the beginning. But Swamiji is, and we can quote from Swamiji, he wants muscles of iron, nerves of steel. That is the beginning, actually. But Swamiji refers to something deep. Otherwise, he would not have said that my faith is in the younger generation. He could have said, my faith is in the bodybuilders. He didn't say that, actually. So, strength is something more deeper in Swamiji's sense. It's not bahubal, physical strength. It is also buddhibal, intellectual strength. And here I find when I was going through the responses of the youth, and some of them, they're just caught in very basic problems, time management and distractions from the various digital things. Some are having smoking as a problem, some are having other things as a problem, some things, some are having relationship problems. And if we are just caught in that physical level, then we cannot really proceed forward. So, along with physical strength, Bahubal, we have to develop Buddhibal also. By Buddhi, I'm not referring to your syllabus, not referring to the books of your courses, but also to know yourself, know the world around you, know the country, have really a proper knowledge of everything. And the most important thing that Swamiji wants in us, Bahubal, Buddhibal, and Atmabal, it is not mental strength. In the Western idea, often we take the mind to be the soul. মনকে আত্মা বলে ভাবা হয়, মন কিন্তু আত্মা না, এবং মনকে আমরা বুদ্ধি বলতে পারি, কিন্তু মন আত্মা না। এবং অত্যন্ত দুঃখের কথা যে আমাদের এই ভারতবর্ষে যেখানে এই আত্মার বিজ্ঞানকে এত গভীরভাবে আমাদের ঋষিরা তারা সেটিকে আবিষ্কার করেছিলেন, নাও ইট হ্যাজ বিকাম কোয়াইট অ্যান এলিয়েন থিং। আত্মার কথা যদি অনেকক্ষণ ধরে বলা হয়, কিছুক্ষণ পরে মানুষ সেটা বুঝতে পারে না। বাট উই ক্যান রিমেম্বার previously in our country we had a cultural and spiritual heritage where a boy of eight means class 2, he was given upavita, he was given the Gayatri Mantra. So somehow we have lost connection with that tradition. Am I asking you, all young friends, to go back to our ancient tradition? Yes and no. Swamiji was asked by Bhogini Nivedita, Sister Nivedita once, what do you think about all these reforms that various reformers want to bring in the country and the society? That day, it was an evening, and Swamiji just replied, yes, all of them are doing good things. The next day, when he met Sister Nivedita again, and Sister Nivedita did not raise the topic, but Swamiji, he raised the topic himself, and he said, I disagree with all of them. And then he kept on saying, everyone wants their dream to be true. Some wants the Vedic times to come back, some wants Upanishadic times, some wants the Puranic times, some wants the Ramarajya, some wants the Mahabharata times, some wants the Puranic times. Swamiji said, no, I disagree with all of them. Everyone wants the India of their dreams. Let India grow from within. And there Swamiji puts Siksha, education. Education means not only what is taught in the education institutions, but life as a whole. How we can do that? Life itself is the book. Life itself is the syllabus. So, first we have to know the power that is in us. With that power, we have to face whatever experiences life brings to us, good and bad, positive and negative, happiness and sorrow. Everything is a teacher. Face it, learn from it, and just ask this question: how this experience can be a failure also, how this experience is going to make me a better human being. If you have an answer, then you are walking on the path of enlightenment, you are walking on the path of divinity, you are walking on the path of man making, you are walking on the path of spirituality, you are walking on the path of education, you are walking on the right path. And if you do not get an answer, then please go to the books of Swamiji. Read it again and again, not to quote. Read it again and again, not to find very high things that you can explain to others. Read it again and again to get the answers of your question. But one thing is there, Swamiji has a defect. You may wonder, how come, Swami Vivekananda has a defect? But yes, I know he has a defect. স্বামীজির একটা দোষ আছে। স্বামীজির দোষ হলো Swamiji has no spoon feeding in him. Swamiji will never tell us that on that day you put a picture of myself and you offer this flower to me and you offer this food to me and you say this prayer to me and I will take a responsibility. No. Swamiji will not take anyone's responsibility. But what he will do? He will invoke the power in all of us so that we can take the responsibility of ourselves. That is what man making is all about. I had requested our young friends to give me certain questions, so I will not elaborate on my sharing. We can go on, and I'm an acharya in the Brahmacarya training center, so every class is 45 minutes. And so if I really want to talk, I can talk for periods and periods. But at the end, I will tell our young friends, it's your day, it's a national day, it's Swamiji's day. Take Swamiji as your friend, take Swamiji as your philosopher, take Swamiji as your guide. As you go to your friend and share what you have, in that way go to Swamiji and share what you have with him. As you want a guide to be by your side and not like a sage from the stage, take Swamiji in that. Today, to all my young friends, especially, and everyone who is a part of this gathering, my takeaway message that I would like to give you at the end is that find out your own Swamiji and make him a part of his life. Only a worship, only a gathering, only a talk, only a recital of a letter or a poem or a song will not really help us to learn from Swamiji and enrich our life. At the end means the end of my sharing, the speech as you call it, I will, then we can have the questions. There are a few questions if we have time and if there are any questions that just pops in, then I'm ready to answer them also. At the end, I pray to our Swamiji Maharaj, Sri Ma Sharada Devi, Sri Ramakrishna Dev, to bless us all and especially bless our young friends, the students of IIEST Shivpur, the Vivekananda Study Circle or the club, whatever the name is according to the system. But here are some young minds who are trying to learn from Swamiji. May the light of knowledge from Swamiji come to them and illumine their lives. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. That's all. You can go for the questions according to the available time.
Yes, Maharaj. Your speech cleared some of my doubts. So I can put the questions in front of you. Can I?
Yes, please.
Okay. So our first question is how to keep ourselves motivated on daily basis. According to Swamiji.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the question is how to keep ourselves motivated on a daily basis. We want to get motivated when we are looking for strength. We are feeling weak. We want something to boost us up. It's like we're looking for a booster dose.
Yes.
If you go to Swamiji, Swamiji will tell us that the strength that you're looking for is in you. And he will tell especially about Atma Bal actually. Often you have seen, maybe your exam is tomorrow, and you want to prepare yourselves the best you can for your exam. Your body is tired. If suddenly the news comes tomorrow, the exam has been cancelled, maybe you will immediately fall asleep on the book itself. So, physical strength has its limit, but there is something which takes us ahead even when the physical strength's limit is over, and that is buddhi bal. You can tell yourself, yes, I have to prepare myself, the syllabus, the notes, and other things are there. With that, you can prepare yourself. But there are certain situations, very critical situations in our life, when we will see that the physical strength, the intellectual strength doesn't help us more. But there is something from within, we can call it Adhatmik Shakti, spiritual strength, we can call it Antar Shakti, inner strength, we can call it Atma Shakti, the strength inside, which keeps us going actually. So, at the end, in a simple way, I'll try to give the answer of this question: how to keep ourselves motivated on a daily basis? Just keep on going. Keep on going. No one has died out of hard work. No one has really seen failure as the end of their lives and have never seen success, failure, all things, these things comes to everyone's life. Just try your best and see what you can do. The wonderful thing about trying your best is that you will always find that the best keeps on increasing its level more and more. So stop not till the goal is reached.
Yeah.
You people are fond of films. I heard there was a film. I haven't seen it, but I liked the title of it. Lage raho munna bhai. That is actually Swamiji's message to everyone, all the bhais. It is lage raho. Stick to it and do. And you will be wondered. I'm telling you, if you just stick to it and struggle, you will be wondered to see what wonderful things you will be able to do in your life. So that's the answer. Yes, please proceed.
So just there is not any dose. Just we have to try to keep forward, keep moving. Right?
Yes. It is inside. The immunity inside that will keep the virus away. Doctors are saying.
Yeah. Yes, Maharaj.
So
That
it's
is
within you.
Yes.
And within me and within everyone.
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes, please.
So we can forward to the next question.
Yes. Yes.
Next question is, what is religion according to Swami Vivekananda?
See, religion is a vast subject. Religion, Swamiji himself has given various definitions. One has already been quoted in our gathering. A religion is a manifestation of the divinity which is already in man.
Yeah.
It is a bit deep, it is a bit difficult to understand. Swamiji has given other definitions of religion also. He says to do good and be good is religion. Very understandable. To be good and to do good is religion. Another thing which he gives and which I will ask you all young friends to take is that unselfishness is religion. That is religion which really makes me grow. And selfishness always makes me narrow, always makes me think about my body, my mind. But religion will always make me expand. So unselfishness is religion. You all young friends at IIEST, whenever you want to find out, am I doing it religiously? Ask this question. Am I doing it unselfishly? If the answer is yes, you are practicing religion. You may not go to any temple as such. You may not read any traditional scriptures. You may not really maybe are doing all the traditional religious things. But according to Swami Vivekananda, you are religious. So for you all young friends, unselfishness is religion.
Yeah, and the question is a very asked question. That is, in every session, one or two people
Okay,
ask
yes,
that
yes.
question.
So now I have told you, you can tell them.
Yes,
Unselfishness
yes.
is religion
Is
for you
religion.
all. Yes.
Yes, Maharaj. So the next question is, most of the teenagers face problem in controlling their mind, actions, and choosing the right set of friends and company. The managing time effectively. How can they manage time effectively? According to Swamiji, that is the question. And how can they practice it in their daily life?
This is also a very vast subject, you know.
Yeah.
It has been discussed in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Swamiji also says, I'll try to put it in a short and simple way. Whenever we do something, and this is quite a like a common thing, you must have heard it so many times. Goal is very important, and the goal has to be practical goal. If I tell you now that I want to be the Prime Minister of India, will you take it? No, you will not take it. You are laughing. Everyone will laugh. But Swamiji, you take a practical goal. Huh? You are a monk of the Ramakrishna order. You cannot be the Prime Minister of India. But maybe you tell me that I want to be the Prime Minister of India. Now we are not laughing because you may be. We never know. You may be. So the goal has to be practical. So that is the first thing. First thing is set up a goal. Second thing, it has to be practical. And when the goal is practical, means it can be practiced. Slowly you can proceed towards it. Now, proceeding is fine, but we have a lot of you know obstacles, and we face a lot of obstacles when we try to move towards our goal. There, Swamiji comes and tells us, yes, everyone under the sky, born in this world, have faced obstacles. Even when God comes as a human being, Sri Ramachandra, Sri Krishna, then Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ma Sarada Devi, Swami Vivekananda, and all the great incarnations and prophets, they have faced so much of obstacles and hardships in their lives. Everyone, that is the law of life. Everyone faces obstacles. Then what to do? Just face them, face the obstacles. And if the obstacle is not outside, but if the obstacle is actually like within you, all these distractions you have told, controlling the mind, choosing the right set of friends and company, managing time effectively.
Yeah, yeah.
There are two things actually, you know. It is one is Shreya. It is said in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and the other is prayer. Shreya means something which I may not like, but is good for me. Tomorrow is my exam, and what is good for me is to study. And prayer is that, oh, tomorrow is my exam, I'm a cricket geek, and today's there is the IPL match, just 5 minutes, and then I'll go and study. And we all know from our experiences, 5 minutes become six, then seven, then 10, then 15, and then
The whole
we
match.
really don't do what we should do. Shreya is something which I may not like, but it is good for me. Prayer is something which I like to do, maybe or may not be good for me. Now, you all young friends who are actually grown up human beings, 20 plus, 20 plus, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, you are not babies. Don't tell me you are babies. Swamiji used to say mustache babies. No, you are not babies actually. You have this understanding that what is good for me and what is not good for me. Then why can't we do it? We can't do it because we have our samskaras, previous impressions, as if forcing us. So, what to do? Swamiji says a simple thing. You have a bad habit? Yes. Just start with a good habit. So, problems in controlling the mind? Start controlling the mind. Don't just listen to the mind. Take the path of Shreya, what is good for you, and not for the path of prayer, which you like but is not good for you. Choosing the right set of friends, choose the friends who will really help you. Just the friend who recharges your mobile or who asks you to come and share a smoke or who just comes and spends a lot of time with you, maybe a prayer friend, but not a Shreya friend. So, and how to do it? Abhyasa, abhyasa, abhyasa. Just practice it. So again, I'll put in short, fix up a goal, a practical goal. And when you move towards a goal, when the limitations will, when struggles will come from outside, you face them. When the struggles will come from inside, then try to suppress the prayer by the Shreya. Not things what you like, but which you should do. You all know what is good for you and what is bad for you, and just try to do it, bit by bit, little by little. I can promise you in the name of Swamiji, you will get the effect, you will give the effect, you will get the বিশ্বত্ব করে বললাম হ্যাঁ হবেই হবে এখন সে করে দেখতে হবে না করলে হবে না হ্যাঁ পরের প্রশ্ন
Yeah. So yeah. So next question is, we who are students and about to start our lives face a lot of uncertainty and fear about our future. So how can we plan for our future endeavorously and fearlessly? That is the question.
See, planning for the future is a thought thing. We never know what will happen. So if I want to go to your college and I don't know how to go, so shall I come out of Belur Mott and start walking towards Shivpur College, or what shall I do? Now I'm
You
asking
should
you,
know
what shall I do? Huh?
you should know how to come to our college.
If I don't know how can I go to your college, then what should I do?
First open Google Map, then search.
Yes. So maybe I'm not, I'm not, accustomed to seeing Google Map. What should I do?
Asking
Ask the people.
Yes.
around you.
So yes. So me and you, the life that we are leading, we have people who have gone through the same experiences. Our elders, our parents, our teachers. Professor Bosch is there, Professor Chakraborty, all your professors. So if I want to go to Shivpur, if I have to ask someone who knows it. I can ask Google, and Google claims that Google knows it. So youth is a time when you feel that you have really become smart. Yes, you have become smart, but you have not become over smart that you can be smarter than your parents, your teachers, and your elders. I'm not telling you to take whatever they tell. I'm telling you to listen and think about it. And
Sir, I
then
have
if
got
you find, yes, please.
no, with your kind permission, please.
Yes, please, please.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Swamiji, in one of his letters to somebody wrote from Shimla that our future will be the Vedantic brain and Islamic body. So when do we expect that to be realized in India? It will be practical in Indian context nowadays. What we see outside, lot of politics and everything, hatred, no harmony. So Swamiji expected it will be best for our country to have Vedantic brain and Islamic body. How, as in the order of Ramakrishna Mission, what you speculate and how we can realize this, it will be best for us in our country. So please advise us what the country should do. We talk a lot of things about Kavi Guru Rabindranath or Rishi Aurobindo and many others who talk about India, but there is no harmony. But Swamiji expected that will be best for us. So how you advise the countrymen or the people to reach this if it is best for India?
Mm-hmm. I'll try to answer. Shall I go to Professor's question?
Yes, Maharaj, you can.
Okay. So the question that Professor Bosch asked, Swamiji says he has given the idea to the country and the world for 1,500 years. We are celebrating the 159th birth anniversary of Swamiji. So it is compared to the time when his ideas will really become a reality. It's just the beginning. I'm remembering most revered Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, who was the 13th president of the Ramakrishna Modern Ramakrishna Mission. He used to say that India was in Tamoguna, and the goal is to go to Sattvaguna. But you just can't jump from Tamoguna to Sattvaguna. You have to go through Rajas. So now what we are seeing, all kinds of forces are coming up to express themselves. The political power, the economic power, all kinds of forces, the social power, everything is coming up and trying to express itself. So we are going through that kind of a phase. We are seeing a lot of topsy-turvy. What is to be done? We have to do what we should do for the country. Let us start with human beings. That is the reason Swamiji said, man making is my religion. So let us start first with, let me start with myself. Let you start with yourself. Let us read Swamiji. And not only, like Swamiji has not told anything new. It is what the Sanatana Dharma told us. Let us try to understand what we can do for ourselves, the society, the country, and the world, and let us start doing. What we have to do is to increase the positive spiritual energy as much as we can. জীবনের ধন কিছুই যাবে না ফেলা, ধুলায় যাদের হয়েছে অবহেলা, পূর্ণের পদপরশ তাদের পায়। The Avatara has come, Sri Ramakrishna Deva has come. The Divine Mother has come as Sri Ma Sarada Devi. Shiva Avatara Swamiji has come. The direct disciples have come. The way you have been inspired, the way I have been inspired, the way our young friends have been inspired. Let's just increase the number day by day. And what Swamiji has said is going to happen, Shiva Vakya. Maybe you and I will not be there to see that, but it will be our great satisfaction that we have offered our ahuti in that yajna, and our lives have been blessed. Kintu o hobei, o to hotei hobe.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, you can continue, please, with your question, if we have time.
Okay.
Yes, I've answered Professor's question.
So we are answered the question that how to plan for our future purpose.
Yes, did we?
Yeah, no, I think it was not completely
Yes,
answered.
yes. So,
Maharaj, you were up to that point that you were saying at youth we are smart but not over smart. We should listen our professors.
Yes.
We should
Please,
go
I'll read
from
the question once again.
Tama to Raja and then Raja to Sattva.
Yes. So we who are students about to start our lives face a lot of uncertainty and fear about our future. How can we plan our future endeavors fearlessly? I'll tell point wise. First is, have a goal, plan for your future. Keep plan A, B, C, D, if you can do up to Z also. Think about it. That what are the possibilities? Then look back at yourself. Don't have an impractical plan. Swami Vedanishtananda cannot become the Prime Minister of India, but you can. So know what are your strengths. At the same time, know what are your limitations. Knowing the limitation is in a way just closing all those avenues with which your energy can move towards failure. Then look towards people who have walked on your path. See how they have faced lives, what are the obstacles they have faced, how they have overcome them. And then soon the future will not remain the future, it will become the present. And you are the creator of your own destiny. If what we are today is a result of our past, what we will be in the future will be a result of our present. So planning, how can we plan for our future endeavors fearlessly? The fear will always there because it is the unknown. But let us take all these practical steps, and then soon we will have we will be there where we want to be.
Yeah, well, we should fight the fear.
And one more thing, don't plan your future very much selfishly. Like keep a lot of things. We are not machines. Now you are thinking only life as a student of engineering college. But there are other aspects also: your family, your society, your country, the world, and a lot of things. Take everything and plan. Yes, that's all.
So we are moving to the next question.
Yes.
Uh, so that is an interesting question. That Swami Vivekananda had extraordinary powers of concentration and meditation. Was his second nature. How can we develop these skills of concentration and meditation? So
Sometimes, you all know the answer, only we have to give you the clue.
yeah.
I want to sing like Kishore Kumar. So, what would you tell me to do? Tell me, I'm asking you.
So keep trying at your best.
Yes. So, if I want to sing like Kishore Kumar, I have to start singing. I want to play sitar like Ravi Shankar. So, Sri Ramakrishna would say, যে যদি কেউ সিদ্ধি খেয়ে নেশা করতে চায়, তাহলে খালি সিদ্ধি খেয়ে নেশা হবে, সিদ্ধি খেয়ে নেশা হবে বললে হবে না, করতে হবে. So this question, how can we develop these skills of concentration and meditation? Practice, practice, practice. Just
We cannot be in the same.
Huh?
Yeah. We cannot
No,
be in
there
the
are no
same
shortcuts.
same level at one day. We should practice for.
See, Swamiji had a photographic memory. You might have known, huh?
Yeah.
See, when you were a small boy, what is your name?
Palash. Palash Mandal.
Yes. তো পলাশ যখন খুব ছোট ছিল, পলাশকে একদিন এ লিখে দেখানো হলো। পলাশ কিন্তু এ জানে না, পলাশ শিখলো এটা হলো এ। তারপর পলাশকে এ দেখালেই পলাশ বলছে এটা এ। তারপর আরেকদিন পলাশকে বি লিখে দেখানো হলো, তখন পলাশ বলছে এটা কি, তখন পলাশ ওটাকেও এ বলছে। তা বললো না, এটা এ, এটা বি। And in that way, you and all of us kept on, learning the alphabets. Then, as we keep on learning, then one day it was written, CAT, and Polash read it CAT. Someone showed the picture of a cat. বেড়ালের ছবি দেখে বলছে এটা CAT না, এটা cat. পলাশ alphabet থেকে শব্দ ছিল. Then one day it was written, the cat is running after the rat. He has developed just by practice from alphabet to word to sentence. And then sometimes who have the practice of reading, they will just look at a glance, look at a paragraph with a glance, and they will be able to read it. It's just practice. Swamiji practiced it to a very highest degree. It was manifested in a very highest degree. It is nothing mumbo jumbo, nothing at all. Just practice, and you will. How can we develop these skills of concentration and meditation? Concentrate and meditate. I'm telling from my own experience. Okay, that's all. খালি বই পড়ে হবে না। আর স্বামীজি করতে পারতেন, তারা খুব মহান ছিলেন, আমাদের দ্বারা হবে না, ওটা বলা একমাত্র, ওটা বলা সম্পূর্ণ ভুল কথা। সবাই পারবো। Each soul is potentially divine. পরের প্রশ্ন।
আচ্ছা। The next question is that how to decide what is good and what is bad, and who decides it?
Society decides it, actually. And often you will find what is good for a society which is keeping something specific as its background, like religion. What is good for a Hindu society may not be good for a Muslim society, or may not be good for a Christian society, may not be good for a Buddhist. What is good, what is bad, actually society decides.
Right.
So wherever we are, the family, the institution, we have to know the norms of that society and behave according to that. But there are some eternal values of a changing society. Society keeps on changing, but certain things never changes. Like ahimsa. Ahimsa means care and compassion for everyone. It has never been changed. Whenever society has taken something opposite to ahimsa and himsa, society has never developed. So how to decide what is good and bad? Again, whatever is unselfish is good, whatever is selfish is
Right.
who decides it? At least I can decide for myself what is selfish for me and what is unselfish for me. If I do whatever is unselfish for me, I'm practicing good. That's all.
Yes. Very simple answer.
Yes, it's
And
very simple.
yeah, very simple, and I never thought that answer will come. Thank you, Maharaj, for the.
And we can change society. We can change, society keeps on evolving and changing.
Yeah.
তারপরে আর কি আছে না হয়ে গেছে?
Sir, yeah, if you have time.
I think the time is over. It was till 8.
Maharaj,
So we have
one question
we have
is
the
there in the
last
chat
question.
box.
Yes, please. Yes, sir. Yes, something came up in that box.
Yeah. Palas, any question left from your
Yeah,
side?
one question is left.
Yeah, two
and-
questions are left. You can ask quickly, I'll answer quickly.
Okay, Palas, continue, please.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, the two questions I'm asking. The first question is, what the nation of Swami Vivekananda on astrology, palmistry, tarot, speaking, etc. And these things are becoming even more prominent in some sections of youth in these days. Any guidelines for Swamiji regarding this issue?
Yes, guideline is Swamiji don't touch them with your feet also. Give up whatever makes you weak. The power is within you. As long as you look for support outside, no support is permanent. And a day it will come, another day it will leave. Swamiji just says, don't even touch those things that make you weak with your feet. Even. Nijer pa diye oguloke chobe na. Just keep them up. And this is not what Swamiji is saying. Sri Krishna says it in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Upanishad says, jara durbal, jara নিজেদের মধ্যে যে শক্তি আছে সেটাকে এখনো জানেনি চেনেনি তারা এই সমস্তগুলো করে ওগুলোকে ছাড়ো আর ওগুলোকে ছেড়ে যদি স্বামীজিকে মানে নেওয়ার চেষ্টা হয় তাহলে হবে না মানে দুটো সম্পূর্ণ বিপরীত জিনিস
হ্যাঁ সেটা অবশ্যই
আমরা স্বামীজির কথা শুনবো
and the last question of our session is as you are from the Brahmacharya Training Center, so one is asked that what is Brahmacharya and how can it be practiced without any fear of superstitions? Is there any detailed account on this by Swamiji in any of his books or lectures? Is there a detailed account by Thakur and Ma?
We have an article by one of the direct disciples, Swami Trigunatitanandaji, on Brahmacharya.
Okay.
There is a book called Meditation and Spiritual Life by Swami Yatishwaranandaji. It has been translated into Bengali and Hindi also. There you will find chapters, detailed discussion. That is one of the best books. Detailed discussions of the spiritual aspirants and others who are at a young age, and because of their various changes in the hormones and the puberty coming up, they're slowly entering into adulthood, how they can, maintain and practice Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya, in a way, has been identified only with physical continence. The word Brahmacharya does not actually mean that. The word Brahman means the infinite, the greatest. Charya means the practice of that. Whatever takes us to the greatest of the ideal in our life is actually Brahmacharya. But often we have brought it to a very physical level. Sri Ramakrishna Dev, and in our Ramakrishna order tradition, especially Sri Ramakrishna Dev, ঠাকুর সবসময় বলতেন যে যত তুমি পূর্ব দিকের দিকে যাবে তত তুমি পশ্চিমের দিক থেকে তুমি সরে আসবে। Let us think about the idea. আমার এইটা খেলে ব্রহ্মচর্য থাকবে, ওটা খেলে ব্রহ্মচর্য থাকবে না, এই সময় ঘুমোতে হবে, মিষ্টি খাবো কিনা, আইসক্রিম খাবো কিনা, ওই সমস্তগুলো চিন্তা করে আমরা কি করি না ঘুরে ওই শরীরের চিন্তার মধ্যে নিজেদেরকে বদ্ধ করে নিই। আমরা যে উচ্চ আদর্শের কথা চিন্তা করি, ভগবানের কথা যদি চিন্তা করতে সে পারি ভালো, না হলে মানুষের কথা, দেশের কথা, সমাজের কথা। তোমরা আইআইএসটি শিবপুরের কল্যাণের কথা, তোমাদের বন্ধু বান্ধব পরিবারের এর কথা চিন্তা করো, এবং সেটাই হলো ব্রহ্মচর্যের পালন। মুভ টুয়ার্ডস দ্য হায়ার আইডিয়াল that you have in front of you. That is all about brahmacharya. And there are other spiritual aspects, for that also. But for you young friends at IIST Shibpur, I will tell, put a higher ideal in front of you and move towards that. That is also a practice of brahmacharya. In the brahmacharya training center, আমাদের এখানে যারা সাধু হয়েছে, তোমাদের ওইখানকার ছাত্র সৌরিন, ও এখন ব্রহ্মচারী সৌরিন মহারাজ, and some others also, they have become monks here. It is a different ideal, God realization, etc. There brahmacharya comes in a different context. Again, I'll mention the chapter on brahmacharya and meditation and spiritual life from the book of Swami Yatishwarananda, which will give a lot of details with clear understanding for them who wants to know more about it.
Many of us thinking that controlling the sense is brahmacharya, but this is not.
It is the beginning, but
it is the beginning.
It is the beginning. ওইখানে শ্রী শ্রী ঠাকুর বলছেন কথামৃতে যে একজন ক্ষেতেতে চাষ করবে এবং সেখানে জল দিয়েছে, কিন্তু আলের ওখানে না ফুটো রয়ে গেছে, ঘোগ রয়ে গেছে, এবং সকালবেলা এসে দেখছে রাত্রেবেলা যে জল দিয়ে গিয়েছিল একটু একটু করে সব ওই ঘোগ দিয়ে বেরিয়ে গেছে। তাই আমি যদি কি খাবো কি পরবো ওইটা নিয়ে সবসময় চিন্তা করি, সেটাকে কন্ট্রোল না করি, তাহলে আমাদের শরীরে নানান সত্তা রয়েছে, অন্নময় কোষ, তারপরে প্রাণময়, মনোময়, বিজ্ঞানময়, আনন্দময় ইত্যাদি, সেগুলোতে আমরা যাবো কি করে? যেদিন তোমাকে মন দিয়ে পড়তে হবে পরীক্ষার পড়ার জন্য, সেদিনকে আড্ডা মারা যায়? সেদিনকে হাউমাউ করে খাওয়া যায়? আর সেদিন কি মোবাইলে বসে নানান ইউটিউব দেখা যায়? ওটাই তো কন্ট্রোল অফ দ্য সেন্সেস, আর কি?
Thank you, Palas. Just for the last few questions, I would like to continue. One question is there in the chat box. How to interrupt unselfishness in context of academic life? Means, as per I can understand, as a student, we sometimes say that we have to do good from that student. We have to be better from that. So those are my thoughts. Like, is it really unselfishness being a student? Getting more marks.
Yes, whatever a student of IIEST Shibpur will do, if he asks it, will this bring good to myself, my class, my hostel, my institution, then it is unselfishness. If we don't get the answer of unselfishness, the answer should not be I'm just doing it for myself. Selfishness should not be there. স্বার্থপরতা না থাকলেই ওটা নিঃস্বার্থপরতা হবে। যারাই ওইখানে আছেন আইআইএসটি শিবপুরে, যা কিছু করবে তাতে তার মধ্যে তার যে ইনস্টিটিউশনে আছে তার কল্যাণ হতে হবে। এমনি করেই একটা ট্রেনিং হয়ে গেলে সে যখন পরিবারের মধ্যে থাকবে পরিবারের কথা চিন্তা করবে, সমাজে থাকলে সমাজের জন্য চিন্তা করবে। Just proper use of the resources there, not to waste the water, not to waste the electricity and all those things. Let's start from basic things.
Okay, Maharaj.
নিঃস্বার্থপরতা মানেই যে অন্যকে গিয়ে দয়া করতে হবে এবং গরিবকে যে খাদ্য দিতে হবে তা কিন্তু না।
কিন্তু আমরা অ্যাজ এ স্টুডেন্ট যখন বলি যে স্টুডেন্টের মধ্যে একটা যে হিউজ কম্পিটিশন থাকে একটা মার্কসের, so is it really unselfishness? Even marks is low level in schools. In engineering colleges there is a competition of getting placements. So কে কত ভালো প্লেসমেন্ট পাবে, so is it really unselfishness?
No. কে কত ভালো প্লেসমেন্ট পাবে ওই ভেবে যদি একজন অন্যদের থেকে বেশি ভালো করার চেষ্টা করে, ওইটাই যদি মাপকাঠি হয়, ওটা সেলফিশনেস। কিন্তু আমি যতটা ভালো করতে পারি ওটা আমি করব, দ্যাট ইজ নট সেলফিশনেস। ওই যে পরস্পরের প্রতি এবং এইগুলো থেকে ঈর্ষা আসে, দেশ আসে, তাতে কখনো মানুষের ভালো হয়নি, ভালো হবে না। ওগুলো আমাদের সহজাত প্রবৃত্তি, কিন্তু এবং ওটা ধীরে ধীরে নিজেকে বোঝাতে হবে, ওগুলো মনের মধ্যে আসে। কিন্তু Let's try to give the best. আর সবাই যদি বেস্ট দিতে আরম্ভ করে, then the institution will grow, the society will grow, etc. আমাদেরকে এখানে বলা হয় যে তুমি সাধু হতে এসছো, তুমি সাধু হও, অন্যকে সাধু হলো কিনা তোমাকে দেখতে হবে। তুমি শিবপুরে এসেছো, তুমি শিবপুরে এসে পড়াশোনা করো, অন্য কে কি করলো দেখার কোনো দরকার নেই। ভালো করলো কি মন্দ করলো কোনো কিছু দরকার। Let's be concentrated.
Okay,
বলা
Maharaj.
যাবে না?
Yes. And from my side, there is one first question is that for youth icon, because nowadays, if as a normal people tell that অনেক তো মানুষ আছে যারা বিজনেস ফিল্ডে টপ করছে, যারা বিভিন্ন ফিল্ডে টপ করছে, তো সেই দিক থেকে বর্তমান কোনো মানুষকে না চুজ করে why a person from very not very but from 150 years back, why only Swami Vivekananda name was chosen? There was other icons also.
সত্যি যদি আমরা স্বামীজির ওই জীবন বাণী ইত্যাদি পড়ি একেবারে আনবায়াসড ওয়েতে, এমন মানুষ সত্যি তো আর হয়নি। মানে সত্যি, ইউ আস্ক আ কোয়েশ্চেন, হি হ্যাজ দ্যাট আনসার। ইউ আস্ক এনি কোয়েশ্চেন, হি হ্যাজ দ্যাট আনসার। তাহলে যার কাছে সব প্রশ্নের এমন করে উত্তর রয়েছে, তার কাছেই তো আমরা যাব গাইডেন্সের জন্য। স্বামীজি শ্রী শ্রী ঠাকুরের সম্বন্ধে বলতেন যে এনার থেকে যদি বড় কেউ খুঁজে পাই তবে নিশ্চয়ই আমি তার শিষ্য হয়ে যাব। আমি তোমাদের কথা জানি না, আমি তো মানে খুঁজে পাইনি স্বামীজির থেকে মানে বড় বলতে। আমি বলছি ওনার যে চিন্তাধারার যে গভীরতা, যে এমনটা কোথাও খুঁজে পাচ্ছি। যদি তোমরা এমন কাউকে পাও আমাকে জানিও, তাহলে হয়তো আমি স্বামীজিকে ছেড়ে তার কাছে চলে যাব।
Got it.
মানে he is the best if you judge him unbiasedly, so we are going to him. আর স্বামীজি কিন্তু ওই যে চিঠিটা পড়া হলো তাতে কিন্তু স্বামীজি বলছেন, স্বামীজিকে আমরা ভুলে যেতে পারি। স্বামীজি নাম চান না, খ্যাতি চান না, বলছেন আমাকে যদি ছবি বসিয়ে খালি ধূপ দেখাস আর ফুল দিস, আমি ভূত এসে তোদের ঘাড় ভেঙে দেব। স্বামীজি যা করেছেন সেটা হলো আমাদের সনাতন ধর্মের বাণীকে নতুন করে আমাদের জন্য দিয়েছে। আর
question from my
we can just check with Maharaj Ji whether he has got time or not. It's already 10 minutes past the hour.
yes, and I think we are just crossing the scheduled time also. I have time, but then
any
discussions will go on endlessly.
As Sandipka, any problem means 5-10 minutes more?
No.
Okay.
It's all up to you. Just take permission from him and then continue.
Yeah, Maharaj. So that's I think one question maybe from the YouTube.
Yes.
So my last question is that there are some people, like we are discussing Swamiji and we know Swamiji. He's really an icon for us, as such, as a great that he was selected for National Youth Day. But some people are in wrong direction. They don't know Swamiji. The messages of Thakur Swamiji don't reach to them. So should we or the people take the responsibility? The good people take the responsibility to reach the convey the messages of them to those people, or they will be automatically come to under the Chhatra Chhaya of Thakur Swamiji?
No, we have to take. হ্যাঁ, স্বামীজি ওটা একটা পাবলিশড বই নয়। আমরা যারা রামকৃষ্ণ মঠ মিশনের সন্ন্যাসী, he has got a book where he has given the rules and regulations of the mutt, and there he says there is a rule there যেখানে স্বামীজি বলছেন যে প্রচার করলে সম্প্রদায়ের শক্তি বাড়ে। So we have to take that initiative. A light will light a lamp. হ্যাঁ, ঘরে বসে থাকলে হবে না, আমরা যা পেয়েছি অন্যদেরকে দিতে হবে। তারা নিল কি নিল না সেটা পরের কথা। এবং সেই জন্য স্বামীজি বলছেন এডুকেশন ইজ দ্য প্যানাসিয়া অফ অল দ্য প্রবলেমস। ওদেরকে আমরা যা পেয়েছি বললাম, সে যদি নিল ভালো, না নিল, but we should keep on sharing and spreading the message. কিন্তু অনেক সময় কি হয় জানো, এই যে আমরা স্বামীজি স্বামীজি নামটা নিয়ে মাতামাতি করে না, লোকে ভুল বোঝে। স্বামীজি সেই জন্য শ্রী শ্রী ঠাকুরকে প্রচার করেননি। বিদেশে গেলেন, ওখানে তার গুরু ভাইরা বলছেন ঠাকুরের কথা কেন বললে না? বলছেন যে আমি যদি বলতাম ওরা বলতো আমাদের যে যীশু খ্রিস্ট আছে, নতুন আরেকজনকে কেন নেব? Nowadays it is easy. So we put more stress on the personality. Swamiji's letters, the letter that was read, it was told the principle is more important. And Swamiji says in a letter, and then you can forget there was a Vivekananda. He doesn't mind.
Okay, so my question done. One person wants to ask question, or no, if you can unmute, then you can.
Yes. So my pranam to Swamiji first.
Namaskar.
Sri Ramakrishna Dev on many occasions has said that সংসারে থাকতে গেলে পাঁকাল মাছের মতো থাকতে হবে, যাতে সংসারের পাঁকে থাকবে কিন্তু সংসারের পাঁক গায়ে লাগবে না। So my question is, on day-to-day basis, what are the basic principles from Swamiji's teaching? We should never forget to follow that Bani of Sri Ramakrishna.
It is what Sri Ramakrishna has told. Actually, it is Karma Yoga. In the Karma Yoga, Swamiji explains that Karma Yoga is that we are in the world, we are doing various things, and we have got our likings and dislikings. And according to the likings and dislikings, we are actually getting connected to the fruit of the work that we do. ঠাকুর ওখানে নিষ্কাম ভাবে কর্ম করতে বলছেন, এবং নিষ্কাম ভাবে যদি আমি কর্ম করি না, তাহলে it is like as if I'm just like a witness. I will give my best, and then it starts there, it ends there. কর্মণ্যে বাধিকারস্তে মা ফলেষু কতে। যার যা স্বধর্ম, ভগবানের ইচ্ছায়, নিজের ভাগ্যে, হোয়াট এভার উই সে, যে যেখানে আছে সে তার কর্তব্য যথাসাধ্য পালন করলো। অ্যান্ড দ্যাট ইজ হাউ টু লিভ ইন দিস ওয়ার্ল্ড। যেখানে ওই হিসেব নিকাশ হলো যে আমি সংসারকে কি দেবো, সংসার আমাকে কি দেবো, ওখানে ওই পাঁক এসে মাছের গায়ে লেগে যায়। তাই পাকাল মাছের মতন থাকতে হবে। এবং I'm just it may a bit appear to be very abstrusely spiritual, abstract. Just practice for a day the attitude of witness. সমস্ত কিছু করবে, but just think that you are not a part of it, and just see how the mind reacts and everyone other reacts. It's a wonderful sense of peace. মন এত শান্ত থাকে না, ঠিক মনে হয় যেন ওই আমরা যেমনি একটা নাটকের সংলাপ মঞ্চে গিয়ে বলি, নানান রকম অভিনয় করি ইত্যাদি, ওই জীবন একটা নাটকের মতো। Practice it for a day and see, it will work. I'm assuring you. That's all.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, so you can continue, Palas.
Okay, so we are done with the question answer session, and then our next is, and I really thank you, Maharaj, for your questions, for your answers of each questions are really enlightening, and
I thank you all for the questions. Yes, please.
So we are moving to the next part. That is, now I request Vivekan Maitida, the acting secretary, to say something on this great day, along with presenting the annual report of Vivekananda Youth Circle IST Sipur, and say the vote of thanks to the audience. Hand over to you, Dada.
Thank you, Palas. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, so today we have gone through a wonderful program throughout this evening. Starting from the morning, we students had an initiative to garlanding Swamiji virtually, sitting on our houses, and also in our institute campus in Swamiji statue, we had a small program by a few professors and staffs due to the pandemic situation. And after this session, normally each session we have lectures from Swamijis and others. It's like one-way communication, as per I can understand. Okay, getting only the positive charges enter in our body, but the negative charges do not come out from our body. So question and answer gives us such an opportunity, like also the positive charges enter into our body and the negative charges come out from our body. So I feel really proud as a secretary of Vivekananda Youth Circle, IST Sikpur. It starting its journey from 1984. This voluntary, non-political, and non-sectarian student organization, run under the guidance of professors, over the years is providing excellent opportunities to the youths of this institution who are striving to work, think, and build their character on the ideals of Swami Vivekananda. Its alumni are spread all over the world and showing excellence in their respective fields with the blessings of Thakur, Ma, and Swamiji. VYC is one of the most active student organizations of this institution. Even in the pandemic situation, we were able to hold weekly sessions on every Wednesday evening by Maharaj and others. Also, the discussion among ourselves and the work we did together helped us to overcome the tedious pandemic situation. It motivated us to work in this pandemic situation. Especially, it motivated the students a lot to continue their academics in this pandemic situation. Besides weekly sessions, we held nearly 20 special sessions on special occasions and others with special guests from all over the world. We had some speakers from Kanpur, from Chennai, from New York, US, and also from Melbourne, Australia. We also initiated our YouTube channel Vivekananda Youth Circle IST Sipur. In June 2021, we initiated VYC Uddog, a newly taken initiative by the members of VYC to teach the needy and meritorious school-going students in online mode in the pandemic situation that helped both the students to continue their studies and the volunteers to realize the practical words of Swamiji in their life. We participated in the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the grand celebration of 75th independence of our country on behalf of our institution. We held two competitions in that Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. One is quiz competition, another was t-shirt designing competition. Students from all over the institute participated in those competitions and made it a successful one. Now, I would like to thank to all the students and volunteers who helped us managing and organizing all those programs, starting from Palas, Kartikeya, Joita, Subhojit, Gaurav, Devdatta, Archana, and all other volunteers. If possible, you are requested to show your faces to all the audiences so that your hard work should be appreciated. Without their effort and support, it was not possible for us to arrange those wonderful programs. Now, I also have tried to give my best as a secretary to this organization, and I tried to make this year best from all other the previous years. I will be passed out on this year, but I believe that my juniors will be will be taking the responsibility to go forward, carry forward the Vivekananda Youth Circle. Now, before the vote of thanks, as this is my last year, and so I would like to share a small story from my life that why I personally attached to Vivekananda Youth Circle. So this is a small life incident of mine. It was first year in my college, second semester, and it was before the first day I had mathematics exam. Before that final semester exam, before that day, I had a what is called that in Bengali marpit with one of my friend of staying beside my hostel room, means beside of my room in the hostel. So I had a severe attack in my head, and instantly the students who were there, they told me to go to hospital. I denied because I had to appear for the examination for the next day, and it could happen that I would not be able to appear for the next day. But my injury was so severe that even after giving ice and all, and the staffs were there, they told me you should go to hospital. Even the exam is tomorrow, not today. So I went. 2 stitches I had, and after that I came With that stitch, I went to give the next day mathematics exam. It was in the summer season, so inside it was sweat was there, so painful it was, and also sitting exam for 3 hours in that I think drawing hall in the third floor, the topmost floor. So due to the summer, hot was also there. After coming, I realized that I may not be get the uh, CGPA of highest CGPA in that subject. It was nearly like heartbroken because I hard work made much in that subject. So on that day night, and after that next day, I had one exam of basic electrical subject paper. On that that day, which I had that mathematics exam, after dinner, I didn't have this culture of after dinner roaming around the campus, but I learned from my friends. I went alone because it was nearly like the month of April, and I came to know about VYC in the month of January 2019. So I started working from the gate of Hostel 9, and I went to VYC room. It was a place where outside of the room there was a place to sit. I sat, and tears coming of my eyes that what I have done the wrong with the world, so that I am facing this kind of problems today. Tell me, Swamiji, tell me, Thakur. And I can remember that beside that there were two quarters of staff quarters. Maybe 2-3 people came out, means hearing my sound. Who is there? Maybe he is crying. So I stopped my crying. I was not able to go from that place. I was so much not means no energy I had. So I just prayed Thakurma Swamiji there outside the door that you please give me the energy so that I can fight even in this condition, even having 2 stitches. I can give the exam on the next day. So after some times, my mood was okay. I came to the hostel and I prepared for the next day's exam. And surprisingly, it gave me the highest CGPA in that exam. So it is not like that Thakur Swamiji wrote on behalf of me in the exam. It is like Swamiji is saying, modern religion says that who he has faith in himself, say hocche astik. So always by this story, this story, I would like to convey a message to all of my juniors that have a faith in yourself. Even in the toughest condition, you will be able to survive. And I was surprised checking my marks, 97 marks. I did not even expect in that subject. So it's not about marks, but okay. So it's the kind of thing I would like to say that having faith in yourself, these words are so powerful by Swamiji that even at any condition in your life, you can overcome the negativity. So have belief in yourself and pray to Thakurma Swamiji, and they will definitely give the power to fight against the negativity. Okay, this was my short story. So thank you. Now, vote of thanks. So first of all, I would thank you, Maharaj, for joining this session and making this question answer session and making us understand the answers and the points of the very important question. So in a very simple manner. Then I would thank Professor Chanchal Mojumdar, Executive President of Student Senate, for joining this session and on behalf of Institute side and saying something for the students and also conveying the messages of Swami Vivekananda, motivating us. Professor Asim Kumar Bose, I would like to thank him for his wonderful speech about the Vivekananda Youth Circle and also his activity throughout the session. Next, I would like to thank Professor Arun Kumar Chakraborty, who is the professor in charge of Vivekananda Youth Circle, and Professor Anirban Gupta also for continuously supporting us, motivating us, and guiding us for throughout the year. I would like to thank to all the institute officials, dean sirs, and student senate to guiding, supporting, and motivating us to do many sessions throughout the years. Next, I would like to thank my volunteers of VYC who worked so hard throughout the year. Without their support, it was not possible to come at this stage now. Next, all the students, staffs, and the faculties for joining this session and making this a successful one. Thank you, especially the person who is doing the live stream on YouTube and all the person who is viewing the live streaming on YouTube also, and all the other persons. We are thankful to you for joining this session and making this a great success. So, with thank you everyone, I would like to end here. Thank you. Palas, hand over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dada, for your kind words and your experience in the VYC room. It was an unknown fact, even I'm in VYC, but it is very heart touching. So I would also thank you everyone for listening me throughout the so let us come to the closing song. So now we are ending with a session with a closing song. Saptarishi, sung by our volunteer Gaurav Mandal, second year electrical engineering department. Saptarishi Raklishi. So Gaurav, we can start.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes.
সপ্তঋষির এক ঋষি অরূপ তোমার মূরতি গভীর ধ্যানে মগ্ন আছো প্রণাম লহ বীর সন্ন্যাসী সপ্তঋষির এক ঋষি অরূপ তোমার মূরতি গভীর ধ্যানে মগ্ন আছো প্রণাম লহ বীর সন্ন্যাসী সপ্তঋষির এক ঋষি দেবের দেব মহেশ্বর তুমি প্রভু পরমেশ্বর দেবের দেব মহেশ্বর তুমি প্রভু পরমেশ্বর নরদেহ করি ধারণ নরদেহ করি ধারণ উদ্ধারিলে ধর্ম সনাতন সপ্তঋষির এক ঋষি অরূপ তোমার মূরতি গভীর ধ্যানে মগ্ন আছো প্রণাম লহ বীর সন্ন্যাসী সপ্তঋষির এক ঋষি সপ্তঋষির এক ঋষি সাজিয়া যোগী ভিখারি যোগী সম্রাট নটবর শ্রীরাম কৃষ্ণ কথামৃতে জানিল জগৎ তোমার ঘর বিশ্ব মাঝে শোনালে বাণী তুমি প্রভু স্বামীজি বিশ্ব মাঝে শোনালে বাণী তুমি প্রভু স্বামীজি জীবে প্রেম করে যেই জন জীবে প্রেম করে যেই জন সেই জনই সেবিছে ঈশ্বর সপ্ত ঋষির এক ঋষি অরূপ তোমার মূরতি গভীর ধ্যানে মগ্ন আছো প্রণাম লহ বীর সন্ন্যাসী সপ্ত ঋষির এক ঋষি সপ্ত ঋষির এক ঋষি
Very nice song it was, very heart touching. And so here we end our program. And Vivekananda, if you can say something, you can.
Oh, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you all our seniors, alumni for joining this session. On this great occasion. This will continue. Means through our activities, we will realize the messages of Swami Vivekananda, and our activities will continue. And so this is not like a one day in a year program. So we have our activities. So yeah.
ওকে, আমি স্বামীজিকে আমার শত সহস্র নমস্কার, প্রণাম।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
শুভরাত্রি সমস্ত ছাত্রদের। প্রফেসর বসকেও আমার প্রণাম রইল। শুভরাত্রি।
Professor,
thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Stay safe, everyone. Maharaj, pranam, bharat থাকবেন।
I think we can end with a pranam mantra to Swamiji.
Yes.
Okay.
Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Sura Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swami Netapahari. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Vivekananda Arpanamastu.
Pranam, thank you.
Ended. Karthik,
You too ended.